So sorry for the delay. So here we're trying to present what are the AI tools that you can use for educational purposes. The first thing we have to come to in terms with is that our students are much more efficient and clever on using these AI tools rather than as faculties. So here we are trying to present some tools that can be used for the faculties to make our job much more easier. For example, for the mainly we are trying to focus on creating question and answers session, especially setting up the question papers. But it should also be mindful that a human intervention is very much necessary when it comes to creating AI tools, because many AI tools can hallucinate. We call the term hallucinate. It actually means it can cause errors, sometimes even very dangerous errors such as factual problems. So even after creating the AI, using the AI tools for creating question papers, we should make sure a cross verification is much more necessary. And depending upon the AI tools, the quality of AI tools, the kind of results that you get will be much more efficient. So we are trying to show you some demos also. Maybe it's more like I'm trying to see it as a more into a hands-on session. So you can also try. So the first thing we would like to see is if you can go to that first link, small PDF minus question generator. If you can go and see and take any short PDF. Don't take a huge textbook of your domain. Take a sample PDF from your domain, maybe a small research paper or a small chapter. We'll share the slides, no issues. You can take any chapter or any small research paper from your domain that you know very well, and you try, please use small PDF / question generator. The small PDF question generator. Now I will upload a file. Now this is some research paper that I have been working on. Now you can see it can actually create 3 types of questions: open-ended questions, true or false questions, and multiple choice questions. Now if I select on multiple choice question, it's a PDF of 17 pages. So always make sure something that is reasonable for the demo, but in actual version you can use much larger one. So it created a basic MCQ questions. See, it has created only 5, but we can actually ask them to create 7 more difficult questions. It will also create question. I can actually see answers also. Show answer. And the good thing about small PDF is You can actually download into a text file. See, this is small PDF is a very small example. Okay, it's very easy to create a small, you can say undergraduate or +2 level questions for a basic, not more difficult, a basic concepts. Now you can try on your own actually, and you please cross verify the answers once you do, and let me know when you finish. And you can also try creating open-ended questions. Yes. There are other tools that will show it in other tools where you can actually create what kind of difficulty you have to say. This is one small one. And this is a subscription version is also there. So pro version you need to subscribe. Please try on your own. Just now you can also create like give a prompt like this. Create 5 open-ended questions for 10 marks. So if you create that, it will also create open-ended questions. That PDF. Huh. Yeah, it will also generate multiple choice questions. Yeah, that's what we are trying. I will come there actually. Because there are a lot of LLM tools for this. Different kinds. Some are very specific to creating questions. I will show you something called Claude. Claude you might be knowing. Claude creates really good question papers and generation answers also. Huh? Yeah, prompting is not the other one, small PDF. It's very tight because it will only create true or false questions, MCQ questions, kind of things. You can actually give prompt, so the flexibility is much less in not small PDF. Flexibility is less. This one is not like that. This one is much more efficient one. It is called Node GPT. You can go for the second one, Node GPT. This is for trial is free. The subscription version is also there. If you try Node GPT, here you can actually upload see this is AI free question generator. I uploaded one PDF and I can select number of questions like 25, 10. If I create, imagine 20 questions, difficulty level maybe high, and if I can also go and generate quiz, and it can actually create questions from YouTube videos, article links and everything. This one is specific for education because you can actually see in the site you have flashcard maker, quiz generator, question generator, answer generator. So according to your flexibility, you can actually try out different things on this Node GPT. This is a very popular AI education tools. See, it has actually created a and you can also download this. You can download a text, docx, PDF. You can try different, not just quiz maker. You can try all the other ones also, quiz generator, answer generator. It's a much more efficient if you try it on yourself also. Yeah, that will come to next one. Here is actually what your intervention, see, on everything, yeah, human intervention is needed. Prompt, not just prompting. After creating questions, you have to verify because is it the correct answer or not, correct question or not. The options are, and sometimes it generate patterns. If it's an MCQ, sometimes it generate patterns of all correct questions will be, correct answers will be B or some C. So that you have to make sure. That depends upon the kind of tools. If the better the tool, the better the, and the, with prompting you will get experience. Through prompting you will get experience. Khan Academy also has something similar. Yeah. Khan Academy can also be, but it also requires premium. This one we are showing only free versions. Not necessarily. For creating like this, not necessarily. Because normal English is sufficient. You can make it 5 hard questions. You can give it like that. No problem. In Claude, we will see much better version. No, 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 no. The only thing is you have to cross-verify. And things will be difficult if it involves mathematics, subjects like maths, physics, and the proofs. Proof and all, anyway, we can't do anything. They have to write. For that they will create. That they will create. Formulas and symbols and all they will create. Not these ones, the Claude, ChatGPT, they will create. I would suggest use Claude rather than ChatGPT. Claude, I will show you. Hmm? Hmm? Not this one. This is .com. That is .gip.io. Login credentials. Use Google. Ah, this one, this one. If you are going for any subscription version, I would suggest use not GPT. If you are going for a subscription version, this is much flexible. You have to upload a file. Upload application intelligence. Upload. No, generate. Difficulty level also. Question paper with generator or this question will create after some create generate quiz and prompt settings in prompt you create descriptive answer, create descriptive questions. Generate quiz. So next we will I will try to create the more premium version, which is actually Claude, and this is my favorite one. When I also use this for all the small coding and debugging. If you can get premium version of this, I would suggest get the premium version. But the problem is you have to understand the someone who is very seasoned on using this LLM tools can easily identify the questions generated by LLMs because it has a language pattern. All sentences would be range, the number of words would be range between 8 to 10, and the English has a very fluent flow, so it will be identified. So especially if you also read students answers, you can actually see the sharp increase in their grammatical structures. So that means they are also using these LLMs. So how to tackle that is a challenge for the teachers. Should they use these things is a different question. I personally prefer undergrad people should not use. PG students, okay. So with this, we'll create something. With this, we'll create something different. Now you can actually create question papers. Like imagine I'm adding see this, it's a shape from focus. This is a chapter from something called computer vision. It's a classic textbook of computer vision, and shape from focus is a chapter. This chapter actually deals with you can actually create 3D objects from taking photographs of from multiple angles. So this is a very classic chapter. It's a single chapter. Now imagine I am writing a prompt. Here actually the prompt skills work. Now create a question paper for midterm exam. The following manner. 2-mark questions. It's a 10 2-mark questions, 5 10-mark questions, maybe 2 15-mark questions. Also create answer key in separate file. Make 15-mark questions difficult and 2-mark questions easy. Now we'll read the entire chapter. You can in ChatGPT also it is there, but ChatGPT's language is much more polished and it is very favoring to the user. Like if you try, like it is trying to butter us. Like if I say, no, this question is very difficult, you should not do this, and ChatGPT agrees with you. See, that doesn't work. Personally, I don't like that. But this one is not like that. Claude is actually much more blunt on the kind of language they use. ChatGPT also, you're right. You can make it to use ChatGPT also. You can actually upload multiple files. So the question papers, you can actually imagine if some concept in maybe some management chapter, it can be found in different books. So you can actually take multiple books on same concept, multiple chapters, and you can actually upload all and ask them to create. Claude is much premium, much better version. That's why it is taking so much time. And you also have to make sure the size of PDF that you are uploading, because if it's a free version, there will be a token limit. So if you accidentally upload an entire book, maybe of 200 pages or 100 page, then entire token will get exhausted. So you have to be very much careful on the size of documents that you are uploading. This is just a 17-page chapter. If you can see, you see this? So this is the output. Section A, what is Gaussian lens law? Write mathematical expressions relating to object and distance. Section B, medium answer questions. See, these things you have to edit and delete and all those things. Then section C, long answer questions, and also has sub questions also, 15 marks. It's a very difficult one. And it will also, I asked them to create answer key. So it will also create answer keys. So this is the answer key generated. So according to what you have to give marks. Passive sensing techniques, low pass filtering, mark 1 for Gaussian form and 1 mark for relationship. Section B, how to give marks. And the last one, 15 marks question also, how do you give marks? See the equations also, it has been created. So, I mean, this is the power of Claude. I mean, Claude is a very premium LLMs actually. You can try this right now. Try with multiple PDF. Also do the same with ChatGPT also. Hmm?
Is it okay whether they will accept?
They will, depending upon the journal or conferences, they will flag. It depends upon the conference. They will be able to flag it actually. And some 10:30. Okay. Depending upon the journal and actually flag. Is it? AI plagiarism tool, there is something called GPT-0. But there is a problem with that also because sometimes even the correct version it will create false. So blindly, we cannot just go and blindly trust GPT-0. If you are talking about this, dealing with students' assignments, we will ask you to create new educational techniques. Like for example, what we are trying to do is, if they give assignments, we will ask to form a debate between the students. So if you are creating, if I am creating my assignments only without reading any material, only from ChatGPT, tomorrow when someone debates with me, I won't be able to defend. Even humanizer tools, also people, there's a problem with the AI detection tools because once it has flagged Thomas Jefferson's letter as AI generated, American Declaration of Independence. It's written in 1860 something like that. It is also flagged as AI generated. So people who actually knows English, when they write a material, it will generate AI generated. So you cannot blindly trust AI generation. That's the case. But for basic use, you can trust, like you can try. Many universities actually removing AI testing tools because people who are not native to English language, their thesis and everything is getting flagged as AI generated when they use AI for grammar correction and sentence coherence. Recently also I submitted a paper. In that there was an option saying declaration of use of AI. and the only condition that they have put is the ideas, the inference, the experiments, everything should be ours. We can use AI tools for grammar correction, sentence coherence, and all the other things, and it is fine. Even if show AI plagiarism, they won't make a problem, because we are claiming, we are declaring our ideas as our own. That depends upon conference also. You can try this and chat GPT also. You try multiple documents, adding multiple documents also on same concept. Now there is one more tool I want you to introduce to. This is something called Notebook LM. This is also a very famous AI education tool. I should say the most famous one, but this is much more curated to students. I can show you what can be done. For example, see, imagine I have uploaded 3 documents here. Maybe even I can add multiple documents. upload files. So after uploading different files and adding other sources such as YouTube videos, Google Drive, and everything, anything that based upon some concept that you have, you upload it. After uploading, what this will create is a chat session based on the text, based on the PDFs, so that you can actually interact. If imagine if you are not understanding a concept, rather than going back to chat GPT and randomly asking things, it's much efficient and much correct that if you use Notebook LM. And if you use Notebook LM, you can upload all these files and even YouTube videos and everything, and you can actually chat. So what is binarization? What is also binarization? And it will go back and read from that documents, and it will read from the actual documents, and it will also search the web, not just any web, the relevant websites, and it will create answers with citations from where is the answer is coming from. So the answers will be much more reliable, and it can also by another classical method. See, it is giving citation. See, 1, 2, all those things. So this is a textbook actually. So Notebook LM is a very powerful tool. Even for the students, this is much more catered to students, and you can actually create reports, video, even audio overview you can actually create. If you create this, it will be more like a 20-minute podcast between two people. So instead of reading like 20, 30 page without understanding, you can actually listen to the podcast, then go and read. Also create quiz. You can create quizzes also in this. See, Notebook LM, I think everyone should try. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, 5 more minutes. See, this is a quiz earlier I generated. See, it will create correct answer or not. Next. So this will actually test our knowledge. Have we understood by reading all those things? So this is what I wanted to present. Anyway, thank you for listening. Please try and use this Notebook LM, Claude especially. Huh? Yeah, these are the major tools that can be used for AI education. The other tools is building something with vibe coding, but that actually requires a lot. Time is one thing. Actually, PPT I can share, no issues. You can take a photo. This Google AI Studio is also there, but that's actually much more lenient to developers, where you can actually create question answers, but in a much more web application. But the problem with the deploying it requires a lot of coding techniques. I can show you a small demo. In Google AI Studio, you should go to build, and build. In this you can actually create you upload a file for like variational inference. It's a tutorial on variational inference. Now I can ask them to create a MCQ level question answer with negative mark of 0.25 and positive mark of +1. And if I ask them to build, what it will create is a React and Node.js in the backend, and it will create a huge. See, it will actually create a code. Creating is relatively easy, but the problem is deploying it into the server. That actually requires a huge expertise on React and Node.js. See, it actually created a web application with Google AI Studio with the topic I have in mind. Start the quiz to classify image in different categories. That's not the correct answer, it's the wrong answer. And they get the next question. You can the hidden representation, that's the correct answer. The next question. So this is the power of Google AI Studio. It actually creates a web application, and it will run on locally in this Google AI Studio server. But if you want to deploy it in your machine, and it requires a huge lot of configuration. So that's why we are just keeping, but just to know that this can be done is good. Okay, thank you. So I would say again, I would emphasize, try focusing on notebook LM, Claude especially, and ChatGPT.
tracking the cameras.
Tracking the cameras is one thing. Yeah, CCTV surveillance. So some other country is able to hack another countries, whichever is a country. The country is not the matter here, right? Some A country is able to access B's confidential information, right? If we have CCTVs, that CCTV data is supposed to be our own data. So once your data is there, you cannot assure is it US, is it some other country, anyone can have access, right? And then imagine 3 years of data. How much? It's not only with respect to just CCTV surveillances. They have access to all the schedule of all his assistants who attend to him on a shift basis. 3 years, do you think the schedule is static? The same assistants may not be there. The same shifts generally change from week to week at max, right? Even if it is a continuous thing, probably for a month. It can't be fixed for 3 years. And do you think the information is the same uniform pattern across 3 years? Rule of thumb. Right. Whatever you keep on a social media platform is as equal as posting it in the notice board. There is no security. Then don't think only financial data, healthcare data, personal photos and images, videos are only sensitive data. I order milk from an app known as Milk Basket. Every day I get 2 packets or 3 packets. And 1 week there is no delivery of the, or I have restricted for delivery of the milk packets for my home. What does that mean? I don't need to post on social media. I am traveling to Delhi. I am traveling to Goa, right? And does any of us has the minimum idea that an app like Milk Basket will reveal your availability at home and non-availability at home, right? Right. So healthcare data, financial data are not only the sensitive data. Any data related to you is sensitive, right? And any attack will not happen on a single attempt or a single series. You need
I have small doubt, madam. The Israel President Netanyahu is closing the cameras, the sticker. There is any possibility of having the phone through the cameras?
hacking the phone.
Stealing the data from the phone through cameras.
See, the sealing of the cameras is being done because even if your phone is compromised, it will not be giving data. See, my phone, if it is hacked as of now, and if I hold my phone like that, it can record this session. It can record. See, I have no idea. I have downloaded. Even I have not. Probably someone in my family, my daughter or someone who is playing with this phone, have downloaded some app. I have no idea that it is working, and I have no intention to record you. It's my habit to hold my phone like this, but I still can record this session. So that can happen. I will tell you, I'll not tell you details about the incident place and all, but there is a girl student who is staying in a hostel, some university. What all she did is that after her classes are done, she went to hostel, and she is listening to songs from an app known as Raga app. Maybe some of you might have heard. Nothing wrong. It's an app where you can, something like Spotify now. You sing the songs and all. And then because that Raga app was downloaded from an unauthorized website or an unauthenticated website, it came with a malware in that particular thing, which started recording every event of her or every activity of her movements in the hostel room, all private personal movements in her hostel room. And they were then blackmailed by an attacker. And this is the real-time instant. And what did the girl do there? Nothing. She didn't access any websites. And Raga app is not, unwanted app or, something we feel, oh, probably it is there. Why did she go for such an app? It's a normal music app. So you have no idea from where something malicious can enter into your device. So till what time your device is safe? Your device is safe till you are not connected to any network. The minute you connect to internet, it is no longer safe. Whatever it is, mobile, desktop, laptop and all. Let us see, I'll quickly go through a few things. I was given only a little amount of time. So cyber security, you protect data, devices, network. What is it that you achieve? What is it that we try to protect? Confidentiality, integrity, availability. I try to steal sensitive data, breach of confidentiality. I try to modify, fabricate, destroy data, integrity. I disrupt the services. If you are not able to access Amazon, it is disruption of services. It's an availability attack. Apart from that, non-reputation, unauthorized access, authentication issues are all there. And all these are accessed by cyber security techniques. This is one important slide of the entire session. So what is cyber security? Cyber security is not one single technique or protecting one single device or one single platform. It's a combination of all these securities. It's network security, application security, information security, cloud security, endpoint security, IoT security. If you are able to provide all security to all of this, then you are safe enough. Do I have one tool to have security of all these things? No. Do I have one mechanism to protect all of this? Sorry, no. Right. So network security basically for protecting your network traffic to avoid DDoS attacks, man-in-the-middle attacks, replay attacks, network intrusion, packet sniffing and all. What are the mechanisms that I have? You can go for firewalls. Various types of firewalls are there. Intrusion detection systems, intrusion prevention systems. Wireshark is one such tool. The others are techniques, that is tool. Application security. Any app, any software, you have 50 apps in your mobile. All of them has to be provided security, not as a package individually. Each application has to be. You don't know which information will give what information, what data about you. And when I talk about data, it can be sensitive, non-sensitive. We cannot, classify data as this is sensitive data. As bits and pieces, they may not be sensitive, but if you put together, that's what we saw in the video, right? As bits and pieces, they may not have any significance at all, but if you keep them as a package, believe me, you give your phone to any person who have a little knowledge on forensic tools and cyber security tools, with a couple of tools of both cyber security and forensics, they will be able to access all your 50 apps and they will create a pattern of your life. They will create a pattern of your life, not your financial data alone, not your MedPlus, Apollo 24/7, all these apps. What do we do with that? We generally order medicines. It can be for us, for our parents, for our kids, whatever it is. But if you have a regular order of medicines there, it creates a pattern. If you have a regular order of groceries, Big Basket, D-Mart, Ratnadeep, whatever you have apps for everything. It creates a pattern. You have a regular pattern of your regular activities. Every day morning you book a cab on Ola. Every day evening there is a cab booking. What does that indicate? Your travel timings, probably source, destination, location, timestamp. Not one single app is safe enough in this world. And as I said, each app reveals data which doesn't make any sense. But you give your phone for one hour, a pattern of your life can be given as a sketch to you, right? So all the threats that you can have on those apps, SQL injections, cross-site scripting, malware injection and all, you have various tools like static code analysis, dynamic code analysis, web application firewalls and all. Information security, when I said information, every information. Right. So databases, customer data, research. Customer data includes all possible data related to us. Research data. Right. So what happens, companies like banks, companies like hospitals, they want a better software for them. So what do? They reach out to AI models. What does AI models require? Tons and tons of data. Any DL model requires huge data, and you are giving all the historical data of that particular hospital to a model. Right. Then what happened? you will get to know what type of surgeries are happening in that hospital. You will get to know who the celebrities are visiting to that hospital, how many cesareans are happening, how many kidney operations are happening, how many heart surgeries are happening, and that creates a pattern. That creates a pattern. So generally what we do, or for safety measures, when data is being given to outsiders, third parties, although we call them as trusted third parties, we obfuscate the data. We have so many obfuscation techniques for that. So what do we do for information security? The cryptographic techniques, encryption, hashing, signatures, access control, and all these techniques. Cloud security, you are keeping on the cloud. Do you have any control of that? Who is managing that? None of us has control. Government data is also being kept on cloud, saying they have some service level agreement saying that it is confidential and all. But is there anything that is called as confidential in this world? If US can access some other countries, CCTV countries, why can't CCTV data? Why can't it access any other countries, any other data? If not US, it is some other country. So when you are keeping on your cloud, configuration of cloud storage and all happens manually. So that leads to data breaches, unauthorized access and all, and you have identity access management control, homomorphic encryption in clouds, and cloud firewall, cloud monitoring. That itself, cloud security itself is one area now. Then endpoint security. Every device, every digital device has to be protected. Mobile phone, desktop server, even that switch hub is also has to be protected. They don't need to collect my data from my mobile. They cannot access my laptop. But if they have access to this switch, where I connect to it, gone. My data is captured. So you can have attacks like malware, ransomware, trojans, phishing, and all the things. So you need to have antivirus, anti-malware, EDP, EDR, endpoint response and detection techniques, AI-based endpoint security. Finally, IoT security. Providing security for these devices is one thing. Then providing security for IoT devices is another thing. What are IoT devices? If you have a 5 sensor here, it is an IoT device. It is connected to some cloud. It is, what is its job? Suppose we have a 5 sensor in this seminar room. What is it supposed to do? If there is, it doesn't have so much logic and all. If the temperature in the room goes beyond certain level, it will send a message in form of a signal, or 0, 1 is all signal that it takes. Every time it sends a 0. When the threshold crosses, when the temperature crosses certain threshold, it sends a 1. Where? To some server. That is all it can do, or it was supposed to do. But imagine if a malware enters into that IoT, it will tell you how many people are in this room, till how much time the lights are there in this room, how much time the lights are not there in this room, right? Thermal detection is possible with 5 sensors, right? So IoT, botnets, device hijacking, data theft is common things in IoT thing, right? Where are IoT devices in your house? Do you have IoT devices in your house? If you have a smartwatch, you have an IoT device. If you have a microwave, you have an IoT device. Recent fridges are coming with any smart appliance that you have in your home, washing machine, yes, IoT devices, right? Okay, then it's a different thing. Are they connected to internet? Are they connected to any server? And all these things are a different matter of concern. So major cyber security techniques are encryption, authentication, multi-factor authentication. These are for data security. Okay, firewalls, intrusion detection system, intrusion prevention system are for network security. Then antivirus, anti-malware is for device security. Access control is to avoid unauthorized access. I, being a faculty member of University of Hyderabad, do you think I have access to all the data of university? Can I have access to university employees payroll system? Definitely no. So I may be a stakeholder, but my access has to be controlled based on my role. Based on my, what is it called as? Role-based access control. And you also have mandatory access control, discretionary access control, so many controls are there. And then network monitoring. Continuous monitoring has to be there for any cyber security technique. SIEM, Security Information Event Management Tools. CDAC has a complete SIEM tool starting from data entry to data storage. They have various techniques available. Penetration testing and patch management are to find if there are any vulnerabilities and all. I'll show you. Yeah, there are multiple. I have shown some 13 techniques here, but is that all? No, I have so many techniques available and all. But if you look at the classification of these things, generally when you have anything related to data, networks and devices, first strategy of techniques is go for preventive techniques. Go for techniques such as encryption, firewalls, access control. If your data is encrypted, is relatively safer compared to unencrypted data. That doesn't mean my data is completely safe. Despite these techniques, an attack may happen. Then comes the detective techniques. Detective techniques have something known as this golden hour. What is a golden hour technique? The sooner you detect the technique, the less damage can be controlled. The less damage that will happen. If you detect the technique 3 days later, he will have a backup of your entire data into his system. So you need to, how do I go for detective techniques? Continuously have monitoring tools. Continuous monitoring tools which keep monitoring your device, your network continuously. So intrusion detection techniques, SIEMs, log monitoring, behavioral analytics. Behavioral analytics is not in standard cybersecurity techniques, but on AI-based cybersecurity techniques you have this. Then you have some prevention measures. Despite that attack happened, attack detected, now correct it. How do I correct it? If there is a network of systems and if you find a system infected, isolate it from the system. Let the infection doesn't spread to the entire network. That's what we do. And malware removal, system recovery, all these are the techniques. Then deterrent techniques. Ensure that it will not happen in the future. Upgrade your security policy. Ensure users are given training. Why did multi-factor authentication come? Earlier banks never had multi-factor authentication. It has only one password that it will have. But then there was a lot of compromises that it has detected with a single password, and hence multi-factor authentication, legal controls. Finally, recovery techniques. It's always, see, you cannot have a system which is resistant to all the attacks. Your system is bound to get attacked. So what is it that we can do? Have a data backup and disaster recovery. See, can you ensure that your body will not get affected by any infection at any point of time? Is it dependent on you? Despite how much healthy food you eat, despite how much mask you wear and all, you are bound to get infections. Right? We don't have a data backup and a data recovery strategy, but what is it that we do? What is it that we do? We go for prevention techniques. But because digital things, you can have a copy, data backup and data recovery techniques can be taken. Now these are regular cybersecurity techniques available in literature as of now. Now people are moving to these techniques. What are these techniques? Any technique that you have seen here plus AI is advanced technique. Any technique is plus AI is advanced technique. Then comes the Avgata. So what is the advanced technique? We already have threat detection techniques. Use ML algorithms, machine learning based threat detection. Behavioral analytics is not there in traditional techniques. You go for analysis of the data and all using DL models. So behavioral analytics is new. Zero trust architecture. I being blockchain technology factor. My first class always starts with, we live in a world where no one can be trusted. Right? If you are not trusting the persons, don't trust the devices as well. Don't trust the device. Do not trust that this is my friendly node, this is my friendly hub, this is my friendly server. Okay. No, don't trust anything. Then start from there. Now, sir, theoretically speaking, you shouldn't be giving, but then we are slaves to the devices. What do we do? Right. You want Ola services? They want data. You want Ola services? They want data. You want Instamart services, they want your phone number. I'll tell that last, sir. I'll tell you that answer last. Right. Sorry?
Don't use the device.
That I have already told you, right? A device can be secure only as long as you don't connect to the internet. Right. Once it is connected, there is no, I'll tell the answer to you. Why to wait till the last. Security is a myth. Security is a myth. We struggle for so many security techniques, but my security sessions always end with this statement. Security is a myth. We just live in that Brahma that yes, there is security. No, security. Only that attacker hasn't exploited us till date. That's the only thing. Attacker hasn't exploited us. Some other country hasn't taken control of our devices. That is why we are safe.
Can we identify the target people for attackers?
He can be your attacker, sir. I don't know. Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. But, you know, any person with a phone and internet connectivity is an attacker. Right. You cannot trust anybody. You cannot trust anybody. Sorry?
When aiming their blockchain security, that's the first topic I used to say in the class.
Right, that is true. Right, the sandboxing, blockchain technology itself is based on that one thing, no trust environment. We live in a no trust environment, and then what is it that you trust? Technology, cryptographic techniques, security techniques is what you believe. Challenges, I'll skip, I'm running out of time. But then major challenges are classified as technical challenges, organizational and operational challenges. Technical challenges are false positives. He is a valid user, but my model is not recognizing him as a valid user. He is an invalid user, but my model is giving him access to the organization. Both are possible. False positives, false negatives. Zero-day attacks. What is the current strategy of cybersecurity techniques is that they have a malware pattern, they have a virus pattern, they have some signature-based anomaly detections. So if your packet is giving the matching to that signature, what is it that do? I identify it as an anomaly. But the problem is that every day you are coming with a new malware, every day you are coming with a new virus. The old malware signal will not match to that. You have 0 days available for preparing for that attack. So 0-day attacks are not possible with traditional techniques. You cannot identify anomalies there. Encryption challenges and all. Organizational challenges, budget we can't increase, that is not in our hands. But yes, if it goes on a large scale to administrators and all, that is the thing. Here starts the Avkata, AI-based malware attack identification. So what is AI-based malware identification? Let us go back to those 3-4 steps, that 5-6 steps that we have discussed. You need to have an environment setup where you need to have sample data. You need to collect the data. You need to have both benign samples and malware samples. I give only normal samples and get ready for an attack? No, system need to understand what malware samples also. It will identify the patterns of malware. And then how do I do that? We collect it through Cuckoo Sandbox, virtual box and all, which are available on both the operating system. Then it comes in analysis environment where I try to collect the data and collect the features from the data. Memory. See, we create disk images in disk forensic tools. Similarly, we create memory images in cyber security techniques where the memory image will give you the status of the image at a given point of time. You will have all these APIs, handles, the network that it is connected to, all this data available in your memory image. Based on that, your pre-processing happens, your feature selection happens, and after that it's the same thing. Training, testing, and then you have all these models available and all. Which model is available? For certain models, for certain types of malware, random forest works good. For certain types of malware, SVM works good. You don't have one single algorithm which works good for all the types of malwares and analysis. Quickly go through the steps the same way. Malware entry point is the first point that it enters. The minute you connect to internet, it is there. So it can come through email attachment, it can come through USB device, it can come through a download by drive or a suspicious link that you click on from an email. Anywhere malware can enter into your system. Then I collect the data. Data collection, AI based tools will collect the data. What data do they collect? Log data, file activity data, process activity data. And where do you get this data? Most of the data you get from log records. Some the tools will be retrieving it from other parameters. What are the tools used? The tools used are Falcon, Defender, CrowdStrike, Darktrace and all. If you see, by default, many of our laptops have Microsoft Defender as a security tool, antivirus tool. Then feature extraction. Features extracted are how many processes are created at what rate. 2 processes every 2 seconds is fine. 10 processes are being created, creates an alarm. The network connections, privilege escalation, am I accessing some data for which I am not entitled to? Then AI models. You use some analysis models to observe patterns in the huge data that you have collected. So I have these classification algorithms, deep learning algorithms, reinforcement algorithms. And then what do I do? Based on that, I have. This is another important step which is not there in standard techniques. What is that another important step? Behavioral analysis. Behavioral analysis is not supported by cybersecurity traditional techniques. Anomaly patterns are identified based on the behavior based only through AI based models. Abnormal process behavior, rapid file changes, all are flagged as anomalies. What is an anomaly? I regularly log into my Gmail through that laptop. I am trying to log in to Gmail through some other laptop. Is an anomaly. Is it an anomaly? No, there are stages for that. First, it is identified as a suspicious activity. Then suspicious activity will turn into an anomaly based on some other test. What is the other test that certain tools are using is multi-factor authentication. You get a call, you will be asked for a OTP, there will be some number where you have to type an S. You assure that it will remove that as a suspicious act. No, you don't do that anomaly. It will be converted into an anomaly. And this entire thing is recorded as a pattern in the behavioral analysis. How many times are you going? If you see AI tools also, suppose say every week, every month, end of the month, your login happens in Delhi. That is a pattern which will be recorded by AI. It will ask for 2 times, 3 times, 4th time it will not ask. Then threat detection. What are the tech? Ransomware, Trojans, fileless, malware, all these things will be. Based on that, the response will also be automated by AI tools. What are that? It will kill malicious process, blocks malicious users, isolate the system, block that particular connection and all. After that, this is into the forensic part. Whatever evidence you have created or collected will be analyzed using tools like APSCHE, volatility and Wireshark. This is one thing. See here, anomaly detection is happening based, malware analysis, anomaly detection is happening based on a pattern. Now I have another attack, zero-day attack. Zero-day attack is an attack where I don't have a previous pattern. Because the attack is happening for the first time. I don't have a pattern. How will AI detect such anomalies? So an unknown attack has initiated, zero-day attack. It can be an unknown vulnerability or there is no identified pattern for your signature or no patch that was identified and all. Then AI, whenever it sees that it was not matching to, see the way we have anomaly signature patches, we also have normal behavior patches. And if you are finding some signature which doesn't match to all these things, generally that falls under zero-day attack. So it will monitor your network traffic, application login, where you have logged in, location and all, API calls, user behavior and all. Based on that, features such as frequency of the request, how many times it was, I am trying to log in multiple times with wrong password, request frequency, API patterns, user behavior or network traffic patterns will be taken as your features. Anomaly detection happens. Your feature selection plays a very crucial role because your anomalies are detected based on the features that give that data. Then the step 5, which is important, is behavioral analysis. After your algorithm, step 4 identifies the patterns, the behavioral analytics come where it will identify abnormal traffic, suspicious API calls, unusual login behavior, more number of processes being created or more number of requests being coming to the server and all, and that are identified as zero-day exploits or unknown malware or sometimes insider threats. Insider threats are very difficult to identify because login happens with valid credentials, happens with IP address and all. Despite that, AI-based, among all the attacks, inside threats are very difficult to detect because most of them, intidongan patkolem kada. So most of them matches very easily, passwords matches, IP address matches, network traffic matches and all. Despite that, if there is a suspicious behavior, AI-based tools will be catching them. After that, response is usual, block the IP, isolate the system, and you alert your security team and all. And the forensic tools will be analyzing your attack timeline and memory, whatever other details you have. So in cybersecurity, forensics is one thing that plays a role, which is AI in digital forensics. In regular forensics, suppose a murder happened in a room, what is being collected? Evidence is being collected in form of fingerprints, maybe hair, skin tissue, skin and nails tissues, nails if there are anything, blood samples, and then if there are any eatable things, tea, coffee or some edible things that are there, they will take a sample of that for case of poisoning and all. This will give the information, supporting information or what could have happened in that scenario. Then what is computer forensics? Computer forensics, generally also called as digital forensics, involves so many things. Disk forensics, email forensics, memory forensics, database forensics, network forensics. Basically evidence collection from anything which is related digitally. If there is a digital forensic tool for disk forensics, what information can it give? How many files are there? How many executable files are there? How many different types of files are there? No. How many files were created recently? How many files were deleted? You will be able to recover also with some recovery techniques that are available, right? And then email forensics. If an email was sent from your account, but you have not sent it, email forensics plays a role. Then who might have sent it, based on from where it was sent, at what timestamp, all these details will be retrieved. They may not actually solve the case, but they will act as major evidence information in trying to figure out what could have happened in a given scenario. So is cloud forensics and all. In all these forensics, there are majorly 4 steps available. Evidence acquisition, there is collecting of the evidence from the given scenario. Either it is from your hard disk, either it is from your email, or based on the data that you have in cloud, or on the database that was being tampered, anything, they will try to get evidence acquisition. Then they have to preserve the evidence properly because it has to be submitted in the court of the law for as an evidence, submittable evidence. Analysis. Here, in the first thing, evidence acquisition and evidence analysis, AI-based tools will help a lot to figure out, helpful evidences and to analyze possible conclusions that they can come to. Finally, reporting. So in the traditional things, evidence identification happens through manual mechanisms. Even in forensic techniques also, I'm not talking about regular forensics, even in digital forensics also, the digital forensic techniques, there will be a forensic expert who opens your system and then tries to run some tools, trying to figure out what all the information. Then you have AI powered tools which will help you to figure out or get some evidences which manually you may miss, manually you may not. See, there is a huge server or a huge database that was tampered or crashed something, and you want to do some forensic routine on that. It is very difficult to do it through through a manual mechanism or standard techniques, where you can take help of AI powered tools, where the analysis will help you to identify patterns. In most of these things, behavioral patterns are what it helps us to identify. attacks or users and all. So to identify those patterns, your ML and DL algorithms are very much useful. Then why AI is a difficult thing? What are the AI techniques used in digital forensics? AI techniques do not change. The problem, it can be road traffic prediction, it can be a network traffic prediction, it can be a intrusion detection, it can be a what you call banking fraud detection, credit card fraud detection, whatever it can be. What is it that you have as ML algorithms are? ML algorithms are fixed. You run one course of ML algorithm, you will get to know there are some 10-12 algorithms, few in ML, few in DL, few in reinforcement algorithm, more or less they repeat the same. So have you not heard any of these algorithms? You might have been vexed up hearing the same names all these 5 days probably, right? It's the same algorithms, but then what is it? You have to identify which algorithm suits your data, which algorithm identifies your problem. If you look at the flow of AI digital forensics architecture, this is how it goes. It all starts with collecting your evidence sources, then evidence acquisition through AI tools, then data pre-processing is normal for any data, right? Problem with the other data and forensic data is that forensic data need not be always in Excel sheet format. Road traffic data, I give it in Excel sheet. Network traffic data, I give it in Excel sheet. Log data, system logs, I can give it in Excel format. I have a forged check from a bank. A bank has said this check is forged. Can I give it in Excel format? Right? I have a deepfake video to submit. I want to know some details about that video. Can I give it in an Excel format? You may not directly get it in. But what happens is that our MLDL tools only work on structured data. Then you may have to look at techniques like OCR techniques, optical character recognition techniques. Right? They will help you to identify. In a given check, if you give it to OCR, any tool, it will give you the date, name, signature, everything. Then once you have structured format, feature extraction, AI model, evidence analysis and report generation. This is a regular thing, banking fraud investigation. If you look at your banking app is connected to a banking app is connected to mostly all the users of that particular bank. And then some organizations that are tied up with that particular bank and all. And based on that, your banking data input comes from multiple scenarios. The banks, the organizations, the transactions that happen in that particular bank and all. The problem is that all this data will not be in a structured format. You have to collect the data, convert it, do some processing and convert it into some structured format, and then the cow story repeats. But what is happening is your data, once it comes, this is a scenario where we are using, it is not that I give it to an AI tool and it gives me the output. We are using these AI models at multiple places. You look here, I'm looking the data on which fraud need to be checked. So let us say credit card fraud detection. Somebody applied for a credit card. I need to identify if it is a fraud application or a good application. Right? How do we do? First, I collect the data. I need historical data for any MLDL model. So I have internal files, repositories, some Excel sheets uploaded and all. I collect that data. Or if there is a, as I said, a forged check that I need to identify, I may have to take OCR enabled information from that particular document. I need some tools here. After that, forgery detection in image and identification, you have AI tools for that. Where my tools will be, you take, is it LLM here, is it LSTM here, is it DL here, RNN here, GNN here, it varies. But then what is it that they do? They identify if it can be a suspicious activity, could it be a possible forgery? Not all suspicious activities become anomalies. Then you need another verification agent which will help you to identify if that suspicious activity can be an anomaly or not an anomaly. Based on that, Once your verification is done, we'll go for the registration process where it is your know your customer or know your business is done. And based on that, your, what is the fourth step? Yeah, domain expert agent will do the risk assessment. Now you know your customer, you have the real-time data. Till now I worked on historical data. After doing the know your customer phase, or what do you do in know your customer thing? You give your data, right? Your Aadhaar number, your CIBIL score, your PAN number, your previous loans, your current transaction. The current real-time data will be done where risk assessment happens again based on behavioral patterns. After that, a final fraud report is given whether the user is a clean user or a malicious user. But if you look here, my usage of AI tool did not get restricted to a one condition checking or a one pattern checking. I am using it at multiple places. When the image input is given using OCR tools and all, forgery detection agent, forgery verification agent, and then at the fourth step, I have that risk assessment agent. Different agents have different behavioral patterns to identify. So I don't need to use an LSTM across all the agents. One may use LSTM, the other may use GNN, the other may use RNN. It all depends. So a possible case study of a forensic investigation involves evidence sources where evidence is collected from hard disks, mobile devices, network logs, memory dumps, IoT devices and all. After that, this evidence acquisition layer makes use of tools like APSCHE, FTK images, Slothkit, volatility. These tools will give you the metadata about the data, about the disk, about the phone, about the system that you are actually scanning. So for that they have smart data filtering, evidence selection strategies, evidence identification strategies and all. Based on that, you will get the basic data pre-processing happens. You will have to identify your features, some of them manually, some of them automated, based on your user behavior, file metadata and all. Then the fifth step is the place where your core AI techniques are used. Techniques are the same, but which technique to use, which behavioral pattern you have to identify depends in this layer. Based on that, detection happens, evidence is correlated and then it is reported. To put all these 8 steps into one picture, this is how it comes to. What is the role of AI in evidence acquisition? To automate disk image. Any forensic tool does this disk image creation. First thing that they do is disk image creation. The status of the disk at that point of time. It creates a hash, it creates a signature, the disk image is that thing. Memory capture, again memory image is created. Network traffic acquisition, cloud forensic acquisition, depending on the case you are trying to solve. Evidence analysis basically uses AI tools to identify patterns, abnormal patterns and all. For malware classification, in log record analysis, behavioral patterns and all. What are the algorithms used? These are very popular, but what is more interesting is that what are the tools being used? These are the various open source AI digital forensic tools used in forensic investigations, which most of them supports AI plugins as well. If you look at evidence acquisition, you have APSCHE, Slothkit, FTK Imager, foremost. And if you want Indian versions, our own CDAC has cyber security check or cyber check tool for evidence acquisition. Where do you find it? You go to CDAC website, go for cyber forensics in CDAC. You will be able to download them as by just registering with that. And then for malware forensics, you have tools like Yara, Cuckoo Sandbox, which are based on these algorithms. For network forensics, you have Wireshark and Network Miner. For memory forensics, you have Volatility and Recall. And for memory forensics, CDAC also have something known as Photo Imager, which again can be downloaded from I have it on my desktop. Yeah, photo examiner. What does photo examiner do? You give any data, any image in the form of JPEG, PNG file. It will give the metadata of that particular image, whether it is fake image or AI generated image or a regular image. Is something disturbed in that image? Is some data lost? All these details will be given from the photo examiner. What are the major challenges when you are using AI is that there can be chances of false positives and false negatives because your DL/ML models are based on historical data. If you give biased data, your outputs will also be biased. Explainability issues will be there because DL models do not support interpretability and explainability. Legal admissibility is there, but our government is working on those legal channels to admit digital forensic reports. Okay, training complexity, high cost are there. How do we overcome these things? There are people working on explainable AI solutions where you can have a logical conclusion on why certain thing was predicted. Hybrid models and human loops. Research, a lot of research is going on those first four areas: deepfake forensics, blockchain forensics, cloud, and explainability of AI solutions. Basically, explainable AI will give you a convincing answer on why certain prediction or some behavior was considered as anomaly. Advantages of AI is that faster investigations, improved accuracy, automated analysis and all. Now tell me, what are the disadvantages of having AI in security solutions? I didn't have that as a slide. The disadvantages of having AI in security solutions is that AI solutions are based on lot of data, training data. Who is giving training data to that? Your data, your CCTV data, your mobile data, your app data, your bank data, again, your Big Basket data, your Instamart data, your healthcare data, your MedPlus data. Healthcare data, if you look.
AI tools can access any data.
Yes, see, once how do we collect the data? Hacking techniques are there. Right, once the data is there, see, can you tell that my system is not resistant to any attack? Or I told you, no, the first cyber security. Your system is prone to attack. Don't think that my data is safe. Now that the better thing is that don't have data. Right, don't.
All these days we have worked with many AI tools. And we have logged in with our Gmail account. We have given permissions with our own hands.
Right. I don't want to give permission to Ola, but it will not allow me to book a cab unless I say agree. I am a slave to that app. I cannot deny that fact. Yes.
Without giving permissions, we can't move forward to work with it.
Exactly.
Then all our data with all those tools.
We want their services, they want our data. Exactly. There is one Tamil movie. Who is that person? I don't. Arjun is the villain in that movie. I don't remember that Tamil hero's name. You know, Vishal's movie. If you can recall that, I am not.
Saying that it is also saying that I can access your inbox, your.
Madam, nothing is secure. Your password can be very, very, very strong. Right, it's not your birth date, it's not your spouse name, it's not your child name. It cannot, it's unpredictable, but still I don't need your password. I can access your device security. Right.
Save the password.
So security is the myth. There is nothing like security, sir. So then what happens is that all the training models of these AI-based solutions require lots of data. You are giving unknowingly, knowingly, we are giving lot of data. I don't want to give data to Ola app, but unless I say that, I can't avail that services. And admit it, all of us are lazy enough to go onto the road and get a cab. Isn't it? Because of that. That is why they want our data. We are giving them. we are taking their services, right? But only thing that I want you to remember is that please don't think that your financial data, healthcare data are only the sensitive data. Anything is sensitive. Anything. It can be as simple as, we have an app where in our apartments where dry waste is collected, some papers, plastic bottles and all. And they have an app. And they ask so much of data. They, of course, our address has to be given, phone number has to be given. You may ask me, they need them to come to your home and collect that data. As it is address, yeah, I don't mind. But then bits and pieces of information as it is may not provide any security threat. And there is a huge chance that this data can be integrated. And no attack happens in a single instant on a single app or a single device at one single attempt. It's collection of attempts that make you data or device or anything secure. So takeaway of this session is that AI-based solutions can be used as an assistant to human security solutions, but they themselves cannot be. Yesterday, I saw a movie named as Mercy. I think it's there in Netflix. Mercy is a movie that there is an AI judge. The hero is there. And then he has designed that everyone should get unbiased judgment. He has a very good assumption in his mind, unbiased. So judge should not bias based on the emotions of that thing. He should be able to take the decisions only on facts. A very good intent, isn't it? And then AI-based judicial system was kept into place. Okay, one day it happens that he will be there in the chair. And the story thinks. But that thought of having an AI-based judicial system, AI-based surveillance system, it sends jitters into your body because you are completely under surveillance. Who knows, somebody may be attacking that camera which was being recorded for some academic purpose. Somebody might have attacked it and was being live streamed somewhere else. We don't know. Right? With that note, I'll say it's concluded. If you have any questions, I'll take it. I think I have scared you enough. That's what happens when you take a security session. Sorry, sir? Ante. Right.
Services we have to give our data.
Right. Relatively, people who live in the villages are relatively on a safer zone. A few years back, now they use phone more than us. The statistical data tells teenage kids of the villages use more phones. There are few cities in the north, I'll not take the names of the cities, where the teen youth of that villages are trained just to do phishing calls. They are just trained to do that. They don't do anything. They do some 10th class, 12th class. And this is not something that I'm telling from a movie or something. This is a fact that of course, government is taking so much things to revive all those things. That's a different thing. But what is it that they do? There are a few people in that thing. They pull the teen youth of that 10th, 12th. What is their job? They will have 10 to 20 phones with 20 to 20 SIM cards. They'll get some data. They will be provided with the data. What is their job? To call old pensioners, illiterate users, bank phishing calls. And many of those scams happen very much in this month because this being the financial year closing, pension arrears are there. You please share this data because this financial year is closing. If you don't give it, you will not get it in the next month. Hey, what do? They'll be giving, right? Village illiterates, bank loan was approved for you because you have to, but financial year is closing. If you don't take it now, they will give that. There are a lot of scams that happen in the last 10 days of March. And many of these phishing calls are routed to 1-2 villages that happen to be in our country. Imagine, it's not that youth are not aware or the village youth are not aware of these technologies. They are very much aware of the technologies. Unfortunately, in which direction are they going is a different thing. Thank you.
We are doing a project. With
using AI. Are they really needed? Why are you wasting their time? Energy, poor fellows, researchers. Okay, and they are doing this work. That is what about workflow automation is. When we do a mundane task, repeated task, why should we employ a particular person? No, you might have heard about, AI is killing jobs. AI is not killing jobs. AI is enabling jobs to do in a better way, more sophisticated way. For example, my dean PA is absent. I cannot move my file. Arey, why is required? Just to forward a file. That's what a workflow automation is. Okay. I think people talk about workflow automation today, but we used to talk it long back. I think before pandemic, I sent a student group of mostly master students and tech students. I said, here you go and find out in this office, our own office, school office. Just go and observe what are the mundane tasks they do it, repeated tasks. And I said, just to find out whether they are really needed in this office. At the end of the semester, we developed a system. And all these 4 guys, you can come and see that if you have time. They were really shocked that this fellow is, removing us from service. I said, eventually it will happen if you do not come up with technology. Because if you see, I think you all go through that. A student will come submit a letter. So they will put in one file called dark file. That dark file attendant takes it to the dean's room. Dean should be there. That person will look it and sign. Again, that fellow takes that dark, comes back to the department, that is office. These office people, if they go for tea or lunch, that file stays. Okay. Then again, one person will come and write a outward. It has to go to registrar, outward number at the top of it. And again, this fellow will take a cycle or a two-wheeler because our university is very big. Go to the admin here, 3-4 kilometers from this place. Okay, and that fellow goes in his vehicle, goes and of course takes that and submits it in another office. And that fellow will put it in inward register. My goodness. And write another number. And this number is again, it is sent to, for example, it is VC's file. Okay. Recently glad that I submitted a note as a CDLTR director. I'm glad that VC called me directly. VCPA said, are you in campus at this time? I said, yes, I am there. VC ma'am wants to meet you. Can you come down here? Well, okay. Good, at least he asked me, I am not able to understand this note, what you have written. Assume that, if I am not in office, what VC will do? Will write, there is no clarity on this, please flat on these points, tick, 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 tick. Again, it will go to outward, come to inward. I have to be there in the office because I have multiple hats here. Okay, my office person will call me, sir, ek note aayi aapke naam pe. Just now he sent one to me. Okay, now I'm not in office, right? Now, is this task, probably they are actually killing us. Okay, that's where, the workflow automation comes into picture. And with AI, it has become more interesting. Yeah, as I said in my previous class, last night I asked my companion, I say that, to generate it get very good image if you see what does it mean. Either I do data analysis or do marketing or finance or HR recruitment or report generation or custom support or document processing. I can use AI. I don't need a very big office. Okay. If you see, most of you may have it. In my house, I have an ACT connection. Whenever there is no internet, I don't want to call this customer care at any moment of time. I hate calling customer care. First of all, I have to dial. They says, all customers are busy. Please wait in a line. Then select your language. 1 for English, 2 for Telugu, 3 for Malayalam, 4 for this, 5 for this. 1. If you have a complaint related to new connection, please press 1. Otherwise, press 2. Okay. If you have a connection problem, press 3. When 3, if you have connection, already the switch is working, press 1. My goodness. And after 10-15 minutes says, all our customer care executors are busy. Please wait for some more time. And it will put a very good music. Ting, 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 ting. And after that he says, yes sir, very, very sorry to make you wait for so much of time. May I know what is your problem? What your system was doing by this moment of time. And finally we'll say that we are giving a number. Please make a note of it. We'll get back to you soon. Good. First of all, here I do not get that number at all. There's so many options they give it. So what I do, I'll go to the ACT portal. There is a chart board there. Chatbot is very good for me. It's not a physical person, but I'm really satisfied with that chat. So I'll just ask chatbot, I'm not getting internet connection. It says, please give your number, reference number, either your ID number or your mobile number. It gets OTP, and I say, okay, we have seen it. Please check what a problem is there. If it is not, if it's problem with there, and immediately it says there is a problem from our end, we'll resolve in 4 hours. This is our ID number, done. Over. Is there anything to say? No, boss, thank you. That's really good. Sometimes it is sharp enough. It says this, can you please switch on and switch off your router? This is done by agent, not any physical person. He says, can you log into Google now? Is it working? If it is fine, then it is okay. There is no problem at our end. The problem was at your end. Oh, good. That is the workflow automation we require. Not only for that, we are in academics. We do lot of waste tasks. And we say, we do not have a staff. We do not have a manpower. Okay. Those things we cannot complain now. After workflow automation is there. We have to do it to do some efforts on that. So any of the domains we can do automation. Okay. So workflow automation is the use of software to streamline and execute repetitive tasks without human intervention. Of course, wherever decision making is required, I know that we require a person there. But till it goes to decision making, some are repetitive tasks. Okay, you can make a system where the system automatically checks it. Okay, we did a project for one of our US based company where they want to automate their entire loan processing. If you see in our country also, there are a lot of problems with the loan. If she knows me very well, she'll sanction it. Okay, otherwise she'll ask 100 questions to me. Right? He doesn't want to give it. Okay. Very interestingly, one time I went for a home loan, thanks to at least some of the automation which was there in place. I went to bank and I said, there, I want a home loan. He said, here, is your account some special name is it? I said, no, I have a savings bank account. What is this name? I said. So the bank manager says, give me your account number. He typed in, no, your account belongs to that category. I was like, thanks, I don't know. Okay. But what he said is after me, there is no inquiry required with your account. You are eligible. Well, I'm glad at least that is there in that. Otherwise, they'll say, what is your age? When are you going to retire? What is your salary? My goodness, 100 questions. What is your income tax return? Give me the last 5 years. Why should I give it? Okay. Why should I do all this documentation? Okay. So at least they did that classification in SBI that they put some specific something. Said, we only want clearance from for the property. It's a big story. I'll not go into that. It was not approved finally. Okay. Because there was one document they want about legal hair certificate of 50 years back. Then I went to a lawyer. What is this here? SBI lawyer says, sir, I agree with you. The document is not needed, sir. But if you want to get a loan, that is needed. I said, tell me. I'm not taking loan. Can I take that property? He said, very well, take it. It is valid. Then I went in and I bargained with my builder and could purchase it where I'm staying. These processes makes things very difficult. Very difficult. In Urdu, they say, chappal ghas jaate. So we need to avoid that with these automation. That's where workflow automation comes into picture. And there are a lot of tools available. I just want to give a recap of the tools. I am very much pressed with time. I'll go with that. AI-powered automation adds intelligence. But here, even we can add intelligence to that. Okay. Just imagine, in fact, I did not want to take any of the session. Very much occupied. But Dean wrote to me that, this session you have to take it. My Dean wrote to me, hey, I'm not free. You have to take it. So I said, yeah, okay, if I want to take, I'll take only next week. He asked me last week. Okay, we'll arrange you next week, but you have to take it. So these decisions can be taken by AI. I think it can be. Based upon my specialization and all. I don't know, he's very sharp. There was one project which was done with us called LCNC, low code, no code. He got mapped to that. He said, you should take this session because we did some research in that. So can we have these things already in the databases and AI intelligently says that you can take this session? Of course, we can avoid the task, right? But benefits, efficiency, very much required. In the government institutions, you know very well, after 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, nobody's safe. Okay. Glad I made a system in our office where we do a work that, boss, okay, you want to go early today, go, but whenever I ask, you should be there, either it is Saturday or Sunday. With that thing, we do work effectively. That is different story. Fine. But of course, efficiency, accuracy, scalability. Assume that today you have 500 students and tomorrow as per NEP you should require 30,000 students. No, our staff is not able to 500 students, you have 30,000, how they will do it? So we cannot scale it. Okay, you require so much of staff, which again is a big problem. So what is workflow automation? Again, design and implementation of system that automatically carried out series of tasks. Here I'll discuss some of the applications very fast. Okay. These tasks can be HR, can be finance, can be marketing, we displayed there. Okay, please do understand those 3 points. First, I want to replace my manual step with automated processes using software tools. I don't want, probably if you are good at making it, you can also develop your tool. Or there are a lot of tools which are available. Okay, but they're not totally free. So you need to pay for it. It's up to you to decide it. Okay. Then we have typical tools like what we discussed in the previous session also. They can also be used here. Fine. Here trigger. Trigger is very much important. Please do understand. In all these things, we have something called trigger. You know what is a trigger? When that particular thing has to be fired. Okay. Student, that is the semester starts. It has to trigger that all the semester registration forms should be available automatically. Right. Now, if you see, glad that our university automated things little well. Okay, where initially everything was manual. Okay, first they pay, they get the admission, then they have to go to hostel. No, nothing like that. They get admission, it is in the system. Okay, they don't want hostel or not, they'll go to that section, just enter it, pay the fee. And of course, it is automatic allotment. We made it like diversity should come into picture. We do not put all one type of people at one place. All that algorithms are made. So this is automation. Okay, sometimes students say, no, I don't want to go to B hostel, I want to be in Siva, nothing doing. Okay, we can swap it, but again, if you have the same thing to swap it, that is different story. Okay, so we require a trigger. Trigger could be a form submission, email responses. Now I am giving a talk. I want, why should I know? When I get an important mail, it should be answered back. So what I'll do, I'll give you auto email between 12 to 2 o'clock that I am in a talk. Okay, I'll get back to you later. So I'll put that setting. Okay, I'm in a talk at this moment of time. I'll get back to you after 2 o'clock. That is always well and good. Okay, US people use a lot in that. We use very less. Okay, I'll just go ahead. So these are the advantages. Very good advantages. Efficiency, speeds up task execution and reduces bottlenecks. You know very well, because human intervention will also involve certain bottlenecks. Okay, or because of our system in place, we have bottlenecks. Error reduction, of course, humans are tend to do mistakes. These mistakes can be reduced. Okay, I may not say avoided. Cost, yes, of course. A lot of cost saving is involved. You can compute it if you want to know about it. Scalability, yes, if people increases, if the students increase, if the staff increases, nothing is going to happen. Why? Because it is being automated. Here in real-time visibility, you have dashboards. For example, you started semester registers. We have seen that problem. Now, these people have to make a count whether all students registered or somebody is left. A huge task. Okay, recently our university gave a notice that 349 students admission is cancelled. Because in spite of repeating the things, they have not did the semester registers. So again, they are at a fault. Recently in a meeting, I was called to assess that. I said, did you not give a last date? Sir, we gave a last date. Then after that again we extended. Well, our students know that you will extend it here. And did you not write this is the last exchange? Sir, in every notice we wrote last exchange. Now those people, student body come and agitate here. How can you stop us when we are not able to pay fee? Some place we have to get the fellowship. All that thing happened. So I gave them a solution. Go for a process automation. Said we are not doing it. System is doing it. Simple way. 1 year what you do, put on a test bed. Let them get cancelled. From back office we can adjust one time. Then system will be in place. Because the moment human comes into the picture, okay, you are doing wrong to me, you are biased, wantedly you did to me, you process other person, not me, all the issues will be gone. That is the reason our university now is preferring all centralized admissions. All centralized admissions. We do our MTech admission through CCMT, centralized counseling for MTech. We do our integrated MTech through JOSA, Joint Seat Allocation Authority. Now we are taking a decision in this month, probably next month, Academic Council. We are going to put all admissions over automation. Otherwise, my seat is there, you have given to this person, and why to come across? Just automate the things. Things will be better. Again, one more example I'll give you. I have wear some very typical hats here. In 1 year, I was election commission chair. Toughest job I had. Students know that. Student elections chair. Huge processes involved. And there are problems with the processes. Okay, where all the stakeholders can play. So I'm giving a suggestion every time, boss, automate it. But you will not allow me to automate also. That challenges are also there. Still, it is not automated. Because what happens is, about election commission, there is an election grievance. Next year, they made me election grievance chair. I thought at least I'll be relieved. Third year, they came and said that one issue is not solved. We are making a special committee to solve this result issue. Right? Automate it. Nobody will talk about it. But of course, they came to a conclusion that there is a problem with the rules now. There is a contradiction in the rules. There is election rules are there, given by the central government. There is some committee, Lingdo committee and all. Okay. Now they formed a committee where again I am there to at least first make the rules correctly, pass it to the executive council, then go for a workflow automation. This is a problem with the workflow automation. If your rules are not in place, if your process is not in place, if it has certain anomalies, I cannot go for any workflow automation. AI will not help me. Okay. That is what it is. So I can do real-time visibility by giving a dashboards. Like 60 students have completed semester registration, but 5 are still pending. I need not to check it manually. The dashboard will give me the graph to get to know what it is. Not only students. We have a problem with teachers. Okay. Problem is, I'm not saying problem with teachers. Because of the high load of the teachers and all, our examination unit gives it. The examinations will be conducted from between 5th May to 17th May. Last day for teachers to submit then upload marks is 19th May. No, what the poor fellow whose exam was 17th May had 150 students' papers to be corrected? They are not bothered about it. They said, no, we don't know. 19th, you didn't come. You are a defaulter. What to do? Okay. So these sort of things can come into picture if we can visualize it properly. At least it should say that this person examination was done late, can be given another 2 days of time. Okay, all those sort of things can come into picture when you have automated. Improved collaborations. Okay, when you want to work in a team where I do some task and you do some task, it is very good. I'll give you another simple example before proceeding further. We have our own e-governance system. I should tell you about it because that is exactly fitting this. 2017, we automated the entire dissertation processing, PhD registration, PhD thesis submission process. I'll take a little bit, but we'll tell you. Okay. I'll just display the tools. You can try it later. It's not a lab session. Okay. What we do is we have very big process for a PhD submission in our university. We have a lot of checks and balances. So initially, there is a DRC. DRC takes care about everything. You all know that, even in your institutions. Finally, DRC gives a clearance. First clearance is very tough for us, the DRC clearance. DRC checks progresses every semester. After all exhausted, they'll check their publication, their coursework, this, that, and all. Their quality, even the publication is their quality is there or not. We have that process. Okay. So publication is a minimum requirement. But it doesn't mean publication means you can submit it. That is not there. Whether work is on par to be submitted, these things are set. After that, what happens is the candidate will send a synopsis, okay, to the dean, and we have conduct a pre-PhD. Okay, for us, pre-PhD is the toughest job. It goes on for hours. Only if there is a satisfaction there, then the synopsis panel of examiner is sent by the supervisor to the dean to submit to the school board. School board asks 100 questions to that particular, whether the quality is there, the examiner, what you are writing, is it in the area, whether the examiner which you have selected has those publications. My goodness, our process is like that. It's not like other universities. You give VC will just tick one thing. No. The school board members will, do an enormous thing. Once school board members approve it, this poor fellow student will submit his thesis on this system. I'm talking about automation. What he submits his thesis. He submits the grade sheets of his courses done. He submits the thesis. He submits the synopsis. He submits the plagiarism report. These documents will be submitted, done, submission is done. Once submission is done, it is not submitted, it comes to me as a supervisor. So I have to open every document and give my checking and give my comments there. And every 6 months also I have to do it when he submits. Because if I do not give a comment, that fellow is not going to register for the next semester here in our system. So anyhow, now once I clear all that, there will be a column, enter the panel. So whatever panel school board approved, I will enter it. It's not so easy to enter that panel. I have to enter name, role, that is phone number, email ID, profile of the examiner, link of the profiles of him, page. I'll enter those, I'll submit it. Okay, why I'm talking about is nothing but improved collaboration. Last point. No, it goes to my dean. Now what dean does? Dean will see, okay, faculty has done, but dean is the chairman of the school board. So he'll check whether the panel which was approved in the school board, whether this fellow faculty has done same thing or did some modifications. But I don't, in AI automation, I don't want that even dean should check that. Because he is doing that, just he can compare those names, right? Is what was submitted. This today what happened, dean checks it and says that. Okay, but collaborate. So once dean approves it, it goes to my controller of examination office. But this is not physical files. They'll approve it, goes to vice chancellor. Okay, I'll tell this process. We're very big process. So what vice chancellor does it, checks the profile of every examiner. And beside that there are boxes. There are 6 examiners. What this vice chancellor will do, will number these examiners. For example, I have written first examiner. Vice chancellor will number it as a 3, 4. He'll get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The order which he or she feels. Now, automatically the thesis synopsis with the request will be automatically going as an email to exam number 1 once VC clicks on approve button. Now, what VC clicked it, nobody knows. Even controller of examination doesn't know. What is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 given by VC. So, synopsis as well as request will go to examiner 1 stating that this is a thesis received. Are you ready? If you are willing, please click on to this particular link. Once he clicks and approves, the thesis will come to his email. You are supposed to submit the thesis report within 1 month. After 1 month, automatic reminder comes into picture. Second reminder, third reminder. Only after third reminder, since the person is not responding after acceptance, a trigger is given to one of the PhD section fellow. He will get to know that this person is not doing it. He'll just call that fellow. Sir, you might have got 3 reminders by this time by the automated system. Are you responding or not? So based on that, it goes to the next examiner, so and so, so and so. It's still not completed after all reports comes. Automatically, the report comes back to the dean. What dean does it? Dean will hide some details and send that back report to the supervisor to be discussed with the student. If there are some changes to be submitted, blah, 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 till the PhD gets awarded. Most of the process today in this system is automated in our case. But when we get AI automation, some more things can also be automated. Things are moving a little faster now. It can move further faster because of the collaboration effort. AI enhances traditional amount by adding intelligence, but we have to add intelligence, as I said. Why dean should even check the panel? You can add intelligence and it can do it automatically. We have certain rules. Again, I'll tell you. When I'm submitting the examiner list, it will say it should be minimum associate professor or above. Number 2, you cannot have 2 examiners from same state. Now, poor fellow, the people have to manually check it, but AI automation can do this automatically. If I have entered somebody from Telangana, next I enter, it should not allow me. And we can be done that. So rules can be integrated based on the trigger, we can do it. So slowly we need to do these particular things automated. That is very much required for us. AI can analyze task complete and assign it to the right team or system. For example, here, when you talk about a software development work, just like I talk about example, right? Dean wanted me to take this session. Dean has assigned it, but can it be automatically done to the respective team? It can be done. AI forecast delays, resource needs or potential failures. Like, yesterday, the coordinator, Professor Loknath Reddy called me and said, Sir, your session, sorry you are busy, but my session was in afternoon. He said, can you come at 12? Okay, because festival is there and everybody want to leave it. Okay, I'll come. can I automate that? Okay. Why, why you reminded them that there is a festival today? Why not the AI reminded that there is a festival which is there on this particular day to reschedule that? Can be done. Okay. But we are not doing AI automation in this case. Oh, why they were saying, I was sitting in the office for a long time. You are submitting some bills, he said printing, oh, they are doing it, so many printouts, all those sort of things they are doing, not required. When you talk about AI workflow automation, we need to do that automatically. Okay, AI forecast delays, resource needs or potential failures. I'll talk more about it. Natural language processing automates email replies, we talked about it. Chatbot interactions, I talked about it very interestingly. Document classification, this we had a project. I'll tell you, not totally because of the confidentiality there, but I'll give another example for that. We have a document classification project with intelligence. Okay, that I'll not tell you. But what I mean to say is, if you see, you also may have it. We have a very interesting office, student affairs, Dean Student Welfare. They get various types of request letters and so forth. Now what happens is, just to see where it should go, to which particular office it belongs, it takes a lot of time. Can we classify this document just by reading it? Okay, just by reading it. Even the court of law is now thinking about it. Somebody submits a FIR. Can I give the relevant sections automatically based on the FIR file? They have to extract natural language processing and identify those particular words. And based on that, the sections has to be granted for that particular thing. And next step can also be automatically taken. So that is what is required today. And over and above, if I apply machine learning, you might have seen in my yesterday's class, where they said that I am not having any criminal record, but that comes through machine learning. You can do the machine learning also and see that, okay, none of the places you cannot give credit cards, but there are certain localities. All this is machine learning is involved. Based on the historical data, you can of course find out the outcomes. I give one more example before I make it forward. Like we made a system, though it is not live. Okay, system was this. You can also try this. Since I belong to software engineering group, I'd already told many people fail in that particular course. So one time we wanted to analyze it, why they are failing. I'll be very fast. So we had some data, but that data was not sufficient as to reach to a conclusion. So we asked the academic section to give more data. More data in the sense, what was their graduation, what was their intermediate, what was their 10th class. We took more data. First they were not giving. We said we'll preserve the confidentiality. Finally, we asked them from which place they are, what was their mother tongue and what was their medium of instruction in 10th and 12th. After that analysis, we got a particular very interesting pattern that this part of the country, many students were failing. I'm standing in front of our country's map. Okay, many people were failing in this part of the country. So what we did is, we said why they are failing, we wanted to find out. So we took their papers and went into detail. Now one of my students is doing a project with me. Okay, they are automating the scripts through AI. Okay, can I evaluate my scripts through AI? Very initial way, will not give that much of good results. Okay, but it is being done. I'll come to that point. So people were getting, so we went into their courses, check why they are doing. Finally, we found that students were good enough because we interacted with them. But the thing is, they were not able to express properly. Language barrier was there. So what we did is, now I'm coming to that point. If I'm starting a course from January, which I did started, in December, I'll give a notification, alert. All those who are taking my software engineering course should first click on this form. There it will ask from which place you are, what was your mother tongue, and it says finally submit. It says directly it gives a message. You are going to fail in this course, software engineering. This course has not started. You are going to fail this course in software. But at bottom it is, don't worry. Click on this button. When you click on this button, it says that university is running an English language course morning, evening 6 to 8 at Center for English Language Studies. Please register for that course and attend it. This has given good results later for us. That is what automation we need to do it in our thing. So we need to really go ahead and do that automation so that we know, because using AI, we can contribute little bit to the society as well. Fine. So some of the applications, I think most of them we discussed it. Okay. Social media analytics and analytics, it's very interesting here. I think you might have studied, I do a lot of online purchases because I don't have a time for offline purchase at all. Okay, only to keep my inner alive, maybe locally I'll go and purchase something whenever I am free. Otherwise, it's online, right? So when I do online, what happens is once I purchase something, again it will give me advertisement, right? That those who buy this also have purchased this, so you purchase it. Interestingly, one more fact which AI has got into picture. I went to Delhi. University gave me a task that you should go to Delhi, and Vice Chancellor said, till that problem is solved, you should not come back. Okay, I had only onward journey. You'll be very much surprised. Once I landed in Delhi, I started getting all the messages. Return flight to Hyderabad. There is a particular offer. This, that. My goodness, I got it. Luckily, what happened is my task was completed the same day. I called my Vice Chancellor. I said, sir, I am done and I was able to complete that today. If you allow, I'll come back. He says, it's up to you. If you're so confident, come back. So what I did is I took a particular message where it says, return ticket to Hyderabad at ₹100. I click that airlines. So it says 100 and there was a star there. Conditions apply. When I opened that, it says taxes 7,000. Number 2, it is not a cancelable ticket. Number 3, the flight is at 2 a.m. I said, I don't need it. Okay. But anyhow, if you see how they got to know that I will be coming back to Hyderabad, that is what AI automation comes into picture. That is very much required. We need to get these slow things into our systems as well to get into AI. Invoice processing, HR onboarding has started very well. I think I gave in one of your sessions, you might have seen that Google ad. Google is hiring. Okay. We know everything about you. Just walk in. You saw that advertisement? And it is true. It is true. Okay, I do that in my another talk. Okay. Okay, how do you do that? Start small. Automate one repetitive task before scaling. How do you start? One repetitive task, you take it. If you have tools, directly use tools to do that. Otherwise, you do your own auto because you're all computer science people. We can do that automation. We can do it. But start with very small repetitive task at your institution. Okay, I'll give some example. Choose the right tool. There are a lot of platforms. Zapier, you can use it. It's a very simple platform. Okay, but they're not totally free. You'll get in some cases you get a credits. In some cases you'll get a trial version. So you need to decide it. 10 minutes, okay, done. I'll do it. Okay. And generally, I come in the last session to manage their time. Okay. Pardon? Yeah, it is automation. I already told them whatever time you give it, even 15 minutes you'll give it, I'll complete, I said. I'll of course. Okay, do it accordingly. So here, right tool, Zapier is there, IBM automation, Atlassian, I use it, but again, it is not totally free. Okay. But important thing is this, invoke stakeholders. Unless and until you make people confident about your automation, you cannot do it. Involve everybody. Okay. Sometimes I tell you, even involve your attender. That fellow should know what is happening in this particular automation. And he should feel happy. Oh, I need not take my cycle and go and there. No. Involve him. But again, that fellow will be worried. What about my job? Okay. So you need to identify those tasks. Monitor performance and refine workflows over time. The advantage is this. We have seen, whenever you automate this particular process, you will get to know what are the problems with your workflows. One more point I am deviating, but very right to tell because I am talking to computer science people. In computer science, we have a process called lean process. You might have heard about it. Lean. Like I am a Lean Sigma, Six Sigma black belt and green belt certified. Okay. In Lean, what we do is nothing but, I think you might have even seen in my lecture. What we do is those tasks which are not required, we'll not put effort on that. For example, she is coming. Sir, 10 minutes. Is that required? She wasted my 5 seconds by concentrating there. Can we remove that particular process? You are submitting a bill. She came and said, whoever has to give that payment bill, please submit the form. Why? It's not required. Just give them a link. Whoever is interested, just submit it. So some of the tasks which will waste our time unnecessarily, and they are there as a part of a system, should be removed, please. That is very important. I am telling you all, don't automate manual process as it is. Don't replicate it. What happens? Submit in office, DO will sign, FSO will sign, AR will sign, DR will sign, registrar will sign, VC will sign. Again, it comes back to registrar, goes to section, section prepares an order, puts a signature, goes to registrar, again that fellow signs, puts it in dark, then announced. All processes are fixed. Only one decision-making authority should be there. You are unnecessarily putting those things in your processes which are not required. So I always debate this with my admin. They said, is it required? What he does? No, sir, he'll check this file, whether the student details are there. Automate it. When he's submitting itself, the system should check. Then this fellow will say, sir, what happened to my job then? I said, I'm not worried about, I'm worried about time and performance here. And if you get 500 applications, what you will do? And moreover, I cannot submit after 5 o'clock. In AI automation, you can submit in midnight, anytime. It's possible for me. Maybe it will only stop at the last automation. And moreover, today we don't know who is deleting, whether the file is with this desk or this desk. With AI automation, I can say, oh, you are not approving it. Then I can connect you to your leave. For example, you can update that particular file. If she's on leave on this day, it should not go to you, it should go to you people. But what happens in our system? It is there with madam's desk, madam is on leave. Gone. So these things should be automated, very much required. This is again, tools, Zapier is there. You can use Zapier. I'll tell you, go to zapier.com, okay, connect with your Gmail, take some small flow what you have, admission process, for example. I can take an example of admission process. Put it there. It will tell what are the things which can be automatically automated, what are the things we have to do it, just to start with that. Okay, so you can with Zapier, you can also do with NA10. Okay, NA10 is also good. Okay, again, but NA10 has a trial version for 14 days. So once you are really interested, go to that account and spend your 14 days to learn that very well. Okay, I am not telling you to pay also. And if you feel that is very good for you to take it further, then you can think about taking a subscription for it. Otherwise, don't take any subscription. There are many tools which are coming up. This slide is important, and this I'll complete it, even if I do not complete anything else. Okay, this I have given it to system for your understanding, and deliberately this is my slide. Till now, whatever slide was, the AI slides, this I gave it that because we all are from academia. I gave it like I want to automate university admission process. Okay, so this workflow automates journey of from application submission to the final enrollment, integrating AI for intelligent decision making and communication. So it has, I gave it to AI tool only. It itself identified 8 stages. Okay, it says first is application submission. Okay, you all know, I don't want to read it. Okay, what automation tools you can use? Web forms, document upload, portals. Don't do it manually. That's what it says. Okay, I'm telling at least take some of these steps and automate it. Start with that. Okay, give it back something to, of course, the organization initiative should come from us now with AI. Next, document verification. AI scans and validates transcripts, ID proof. You can use optical character recognition or NLP to check whether those words and everything are there, and classify your documents, whether it is SSC, whether it is Inter, whether it is BTech, whether it is Masters. You can classify those particular documentation. So you have to use that particular tools related to that. Either use tools related to that, or if you have already developed, use it. Like we have very good OCR research group. Whenever OCR is there, I go for it. Okay. I gave a OCR task in the same student project where I say that scan your question paper and map it to course outcomes. So they are scanning it through OCR, taking those particular, root words, doing that mapping. They're also trying to take a question paper and map it to the respective subject also, where subject name is not there. Those sort of things can be done easily. Next, eligibility screening. I want to check eligibility. AI checks academic score. You can use rule-based engines. Like if you want to do an MTech here, We say you can do a bachelor degree in these subjects. Number one. Number two, you should be GATE qualified. Number three, you should be this. You can create rules for that. Okay, and do it. Anyhow, we are doing that already in the centralized one. Interview scheduling. So once you specify that the schedule of the interviews from this place to this place, I have to equally distribute. Like in our PhD, what we do is very interesting. If we have 10 seats, we'll call 60 people. We have 1:6. Our academic council says that call 1:6. So if 15 seats are there, generally we have 15 PhD seats in our computer science. Okay, minimum 15. So 90 people will be called. Okay, and we call above 90. Okay, because we have, a lot of other people coming into picture, those who are directly JRF and all, they come into picture. So more than 90 will be called. Now, how to schedule these 90 guys? So there we require this calendar sync, email automation. I don't want to even send emails separately. Based on this particular calendar sync, it has to go, the email should go automatically. That is what is required. Then interview evaluation, very interesting. Can you do sentiment analysis? Okay, very difficult, but you can still talk about it. So I asked a question. I expect these many responses. Based on that, can I give evaluation, rubric score? We did for one of the, you all are from computer science. So I was evaluating the software requirement specification document automatically. I'll tell you what I did. The introduction section says that we require purpose and the scope. And the purpose specifies intentions and intended audience. So we checked through our NLP whether there are proper intentions there or not. If proper intentions are there, we gave a rating out of 1 to 5. Otherwise, we reduced. Excuse me, and so forth. Admission decision. You can make a decision tree if you want. Fee payment APIs should be there. Okay. CRM updates, customer relationship management there. And finally, welcome and onboarding. Again, we require email campaigns, and we should have a chatbot because student comes for the first time. A lot of confusion is there. Of course, universities like us, you know very well. You do not know where is East Campus also. And many people in our own university system doesn't know this campus. Okay. Because it was known for some good things. I don't want to say, my thing is recorded. Okay. So people do not know this campus also. Forget about newcomer. So I should have a chatbot. Where is School of Management Studies? Can I get an image? There is a map of it from my place. Okay. No, I am traveling by, I do not have any vehicle. So can I get a university bus at what time? Because university bus schedule is there. Go to management studies. If not, our students made a ride sharing system. Somebody is coming, started from hostel H and coming to management studies. So they made a system. Can it be a ride sharing? Take a lift. Whether it is occupied, it will show no, it is occupied because somebody entered at some student's canteen location or North Block. Okay. So those sort of things should also be made to make it online. So I'm not telling you automate all at this moment of time. Start with 1 or 2. That is really helpful actually. It will save a lot of time. Yeah, integration points, I will not talk about it. Multilingual support to be added. So I asked, can you develop a workflow for me to develop this workflow? You see, everything is covered here. Okay. If I want to explain this to my Vice Chancellor, what is this you are explaining somewhere? But if I say this, yeah, that's good. We can do these things. You can do it. We are able to understand it. Okay. It also added CRM and chatbots. Analytical dashboard should be there. Multilingual support should be there. Okay. Then to make you very much interesting in this course, what I did is, since multilingual support is there, I asked my own companion, can you give me a Telugu version? It gave Telugu, but I was not satisfied with the Telugu words, which are not covering it, that is converting it properly. Okay. Because I know little Telugu because I am from Telugu state. Okay. But it was not giving proper words. Then I did not put that slide. But then I asked, okay, what about Hindi? Little was good. Okay. Actually, I wanted to show you Telugu scripts because mostly Telugu gathering. But Telugu script was not proper. It didn't convert it properly. So there are still issues. There are still issues with that. That has to be addressed. Very good, right? AI powered. Okay. What it says. I'm done. Last slide. Last slide here. Let's just take a note of it. Zapier is there. I want you to start. If you have Microsoft account, use this. Otherwise, don't use it. Okay. You start with Zapier and Annotate. And today, even if you have Microsoft Office. People are giving this particular thing to you. So start with Zapier, just log into zapier.com, connect to Gmail, give a small workflow. Workflow in the sense just to give your admission process. Student will come first, fill a form, whatever is followed. I'm not talking about automation. This form is submitted to the office. Office will verify this. Give at least 5 to 6 lines of story. I'm telling you today. You can just try it. Put it. You will be shocked to see the steps it will give you. He said, for this step, you prepare this form. For prepare this form, click this link. Do you want me to prepare this form automatically? Yes, it creates it also. You have to just deploy it. Okay, initially you may not have even the technology with you in some of your institutions, but I can at least make a Google form out of it. It will create a form for you. At least start with that Google form, or at least with a small static HTML page, which takes this data and do it. But we need to put some efforts on it. So just make a note of it. I am just giving a short strengths, best use case, limitations. One more slide, you can take it. But I tell you to start with Zapier and NA10. NA10 has only 14 days of trial. Okay, so once you are very much having time of 14 days, please spend 14 days. So if not 24 hours, 2 hours a day, 14 days, 28 hours is sufficient to understand that particular. It's nothing, you need not need any knowledge. Put your workflow and see what are the other things you can get it. I'll not go for it. Conclusion is this: workflow automation plus AI, smarter, faster and scalable operations. Right tool depends on the context and needs. Future is all intelligent automation, not only automation itself, intelligent automation. With this, I am 1 minute delayed. Still, I am able to do it. Content generated using Copilot for various given prompts is the references. And thank you for, bearing with me. And mostly, maybe a day will come, I will not need it here. Very soon, day will come. A person exactly like me, in my shape, will stand here and speak with you, but it will not be me. Okay, my same voice, my same style is possible. So, we should wait for that. Thank you. Please inform.